The poor nurse thought he will never wake up. Then the billionaire woke up and held her tight. The monitors had long since stopped beeping with urgency. The room was quiet, lit only by the faint pulse of the machines and the moonlight slipping through half-closed blinds. Nurse Ilara worked the night shift, as always. She was no one special, at least that's what life had convinced her. A girl from a broken neighborhood, raised by silence and survival, tending to lives that never knew hers existed. Yet somehow, she found herself assigned to the most guarded room in Stede Bellamy's private hospital. Room 407. Elias Ventrell, billionaire, visionary. A man with the world at his feet until a plane crash left him comatose for 13 months. Most staff treated him like furniture, dusted, monitored, untouched. But Ilara didn't. She read to him at night, whispered stories of the world beyond the glass, sometimes about her mother's recipes, sometimes about stars, and sometimes when loneliness choked her, she simply held his hand and cried. Then one night, the air changed. She was humming Claire de Lune softly under her breath when his fingers twitched. Ilara, a voice rasped. Her heart stopped. She turned. He was looking at her. No alarms, no fanfare. Just a man staring at the one soul who remembered he was still human. She stepped back in disbelief, but he gripped her wrist. Don't go, he whispered, his voice cracked like forgotten parchment. I heard you. All this time. I just couldn't find the door out. Tears sprang to her eyes. You're awake. I dreamed of your stories. Your voice was the only thread keeping me alive. Within hours, doctors stormed the room. Reporters followed. The world rejoiced at Elias Ventrell's return. But he only asked for her. Ilara, the nurse who lived in shadows, was now at the center of every spotlight. Ventrell refused high-end specialists, refused to leave the hospital. He said he wouldn't begin recovery unless Ilara was by his side. Whispers turned into headlines. Sleeping billionaire wakes for unknown nurse. Weeks passed. He healed. They laughed. They cried. And slowly, something neither dared name began to bloom. Then, the twist. One night, he asked to walk alone, said he needed to remember who he was. He never returned. No note. No call. No goodbye. A year later, Ilara lived quietly again, back to tending strangers, back to fading, until a letter arrived. It held a deed to a clinic in her hometown built in her name, and a note. I had to disappear, Ilara. Not from you, but from who I was. I live a quieter life now under a different name, but I owe my soul to a girl who read poetry to a ghost. One day, perhaps you'll walk through my door. I'll be waiting. She smiled through tears. Maybe love wasn't always about holding on. Sometimes it was about letting go and still being found.